Hello and welcome back. We are in the object-oriented and functional programming section of freeCodeCamp. This lesson, iterate over arrays with map. So the map method is a convenient way to iterate through arrays. Here's an example usage. So they have an array here called old array, which contains 1, 2, and 3. Then they create a ×4 variable, which will have the old array and apply the .map method, which is a function that takes in a parameter of val, and it will return val ×4. So console.log ×4 will return 4, 8, and 12, while when we console.log old array, it will return our original array of 1, 2, and 3. So by just looking at this, it seems that it will not change the original array, but it will modify it, and this parameter val is kind of like our counter when we do in my eyes, it's kind of like when we do a for loop and we initialize our counter. Usually we call it I, and it's usually 0, and it goes through the array as long as the condition is true. So it looks like to me with map, it also takes, our parameter val is in charge of going through each of these elements in our array, which looks like in the first instance, it's going to do 1 ×4, which will put 4 inside of ×4. And then the second time it will do val ×4, which would be 2 ×4, which would give us 8, and then it goes again through and iterates, and it'll be 4 ×3, and that will give us 12. While old array stays the same, when we return it, it's a 1, 2, and 3. So the map method will iterate through every element of the array, creating a new array with values that have been modified by the callback function, and return it. Note that it does not modify the original array. In our example, the callback only uses the value of the array element, but your callback can also include arguments for the index and array being acted on. So use the map function to add 3 to every value in the variable old array and save the result into a variable new array. Old array should not change. So we have old array there. An old array contains 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they only want us to change code below this line. So we are going to use the map method, and similarly we can look at how they used it up here, which they created a new variable. Ours, they want it to be called new array, and then they do old array.map, and it's going to have a function. And that's what it should look like. And our parameter, because they had parameter val. And inside here, instead of returning what they did, val ×4, well, we wanted to add, I think 3. Yeah, add 3 to every value. So we want to return val +3. And that should be for this lesson. You should add 3 to each value in the array. You should be making use of the map method. And what this does again is it's going to get our old array, and it's going to iterate through each one of these elements. And every step of the way, it's implementing whatever we tell it to do here. And val is pretty much, again, like our placeholder of where we're at. So when it runs the code in there, currently at the first time around it's a 1, then it iterates, and then the second time it's a 2. So new array should hold a new array, which is going to be a 4, because 3 + 1 is 4, 3 + 2 is 5, 3 + 3 is 6, 3 + 4 is 7, and we should see that print out down here in the console log. But that is basically it for the map method and this lesson. As you guys can see, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 was printed.